We are going to get to episode 8, which is the last episode of season 1.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone is so disappointed that there are not any more episodes.
I know.
It's such a great show, I think. And episode 8's name is Always and Forever, which is Alyssa Edwards'
what
tagline
he says all the time. The little heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. For EXO, right?
Yeah. And the show starts with a recap of all the competitions, and he says with success comes baggage, and then we see a recap with Marcella and all the stuff that happened there, and then Kiana is very worried about being cut from the team, and then we see recap of his family, like all the episodes are recapped basically. And Alyssa says that he wants to continue to share his passion, and he wants to take Alyssa to the highest heights. And that is when he announces his one-woman show, Alyssa Edwards, which will be in the Southside Ballroom. And that took a lot of preparation for him. And at the same time, they're preparing for Winter Show, which is different. Like a lot of dance studios have recitals once a year where they showcase all their dances and in front of family and friends. Really, that's what it is. It's like an end of the year show. And Justin has always done it different and done a winter show where he it's a big deal. Like they sell tickets for family and friends can go see what they had worked on since the summer, basically. And he says that the winter show is actually the real competition because it's internal. And it gets shared with friends and family, but they're competing against each other. And then he announces that the team will be much smaller. So this puts now extra pressure on everyone and extra stress on the moms. This is where the moms this is where I feel like the moms get internal extra stress and then put all that internal extra stress out on their kids. And I think that what we never hear is what goes on at home and what is told to them at home. Because if you're a parent and you're encouraging and you go, you do the best you can and you're going to be great. Or if you put all this pressure on, like, rehearse, like you put all this nervous energy on the kids, sometimes they can crumble from that. And I think it's most important. Like I saw something where someone said, when you take your kids home from any sport or anything, dance, whatever, you have to, you're not their coach in the car, just be their parent. Yeah. Which I think that's a huge thing. Then Justin says that with his sisters, they have made so much progress and there's such a positive leap forward, and you can tell he's so happy. And his dream is he wants them at the one-woman show, and he invites them for that. And you can tell that he's hopeful. He doesn't know what's going to happen. Then you see them in the studio again and rehearsing for Winter Show, and Justin and Gina get into this big fight. Now,
it's a big fight.
Was that the?
That's the trailer.
Yeah.
She's all over.
McKenna's mom?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, McKenna's mom, and I think there's a lot of internal jealousy within that whole situation. And it was interesting for me because when I saw the trailer and I saw her at the studio, I had asked her. I said, my goodness, I said, what was that all about? And I thought it was with a parent at the time. But she said that this is really real. Like, this is a lot of pain that she felt at that moment. And it's what I just said. It's like internal with when I think it's also comes from seeing so much, like seeing kids getting corrected and all that kind of stuff. And you feel like it's against your kids, but it's really not. These coaches are like first-class coaches. I feel like, are there some studios and some teachers that have favorites and don't do that? Absolutely. But when you're at this level, like what Marcella and Justin are, I don't believe there is. Like, you really are coaches that want the best for each child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he says on camera, they accuse him of Riley being his favorite, and he's like, she is.
But he also explains why.
Right. No, I'm saying that it's a good, like, it makes sense.
Because she puts 100,000% in. That's why. Not because she's just whatever. It's because she puts in the work. She never misses. So, but I thought when Justin gets mad at Gina back, my favorite is when he goes, if you don't like it, check yourself, look in the mirror, and tell your therapist.
I know.
I was like, oh
and he like steps back like, okay,
gosh.
I love it.
I know.
I'm gonna start doing
And
that.
then I don't need your negative energy, and I want you to leave, which we did that a couple of times with parents. Sometimes you just have to, because it's so terrible. And then they show Dawn, and she defends him, and she says that he is so kind, that he never ever wants anything bad for anyone, but if a mom backs him in a corner, that he has a wicked tongue. And Justin apologizes afterwards. Of course, he's the bigger person, and which makes him so amazing, and that he says that he shouldn't have reacted this way, and that he should have written it in his own journal. That is very important too. And then we go see the one woman show at the ballroom, which we went, but we couldn't stay for the whole time because it got delayed for a long time. I had to go pick up my husband at the airport, and I was like all crazy. I was so upset that we couldn't stay the whole time, but we saw his sisters come. That made me so happy for him.
We saw them outside when we were leaving.
Yeah, and so he got that special feeling when they were there, and when they show that whole scene, like when the sisters in the that, and then when they're in the front.
Yeah, that was cool.
During the show, and it highlights the sisters in the front row, his sisters in the front row, and the relationships seem to be repaired, and that's so wonderful. And
I love when they dress up in his stuff, and they're like, remember when he would dress up in our clothes, and now we're dressing up in it?
Yeah, they're like, he's gonna get so mad.
Yeah. He's like, oh, okay.
That was really a special moment. I really, 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 really like that too. And then we have the scene where he says that he has repaired his relationship with his sisters, and that now he has another relationship that he needs to tend to, and he wants to repair, and it's with Marcella. And then he said Marcella is a beautiful soul, and that she was going through a lot. And then we see Marcella drive up and bring lunch, and they
I don't eat.
what?
But I don't eat.
Yeah, and they talk, and he says, I really believe that we would make a great duo. It's what they had said from the beginning, and that if you want to come back, I would love to have you back. And he said, I need someone, and you are such an asset to me, and I will have your back, and I need you to have my back, which is so exciting to me. So and he says to her, sleep on it, and then tell me how you feel if you really want to come back. So we, of course, everyone is hoping for a season 2, and we will find out what happens with that situation. And then we see, do you have anything to say about that, Marcella?
No, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see if I do or not.
All right. Then we see the winter show. Everyone is on edge, like doing rehearsals. You can see it. And
we went to winter show.
We went to winter show, which
fun.
was really, really great. I mean, their rehearsals were even in the back of the building where they had it. It was very intense back there because it's all that stress of who is going to make the team, because their performances are going to be determined who will make it.
I didn't even know that at the time, but I walked back and I was like, oh my gosh, what? It's so like cold.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird.
I thought it was so cool. Like when you see usually regular recitals, you don't see this in the show. I am saying what was at the winter show. What I noticed, what I thought was really amazing, is usually you have recital and you give students like a trophy for how many years they have been with you.
Oh yeah, the money
or a medal or whatever. No. Justin does it different. He calls the kids out and he gives them $100 bill.
All right.
I mean, you should have seen the kids' faces.
JJ was my favorite
too.
Jinx.
I think his mouth hit the floor.
I know.
I mean, they could not believe it, and how he does it is just so cool. You don't even see it coming, and he pulls out that $100 bill, and these kids are just like,
dang, how
you
much
know,
do you have in there?
A 7-year-old, like $100 is like everything.
Yeah.
So that this is so great. And then on the show, you see next season's elite company, and he tells Ainsley yes, and Leah yes, and JJ yes, and Adley yes for the minis. And then Riley yes, and Brooke yes. And then he says the last spot will be difficult to choose. And he said Kiana's, that was her best solo. And then he goes, but I'm actually not 100% ready to make a decision. And I think I'm going to have an open audition. He said, I want to have a private audition. And I goes, no, I'm going to have an open audition at the studio. Which, wow. Like, I am going, wow. Can you imagine
all the people that are going to go
with the success of the show, what a crazy audition this could be. And then with Justin, you never know. I mean, he could just completely, even the people he told yes to at Winter Show, he could go, nope, I'm starting over.
Yeah, it's not guaranteed.
Not guaranteed at all. And then you see them pan to Alyssa, and
that popcorn is
that
so
popcorn.
funny. That was the best like ending ever.
I mean, he's like throwing popcorn, and
I love that.
All bets are off, and he goes, I'm done, put a fork on it, and the tongue pop, and it ends.
Yeah.
And social media has gone crazy over all that. They're going, how could you leave it like
I know.
that?
So short. So are most
It really is.
season, are there longer episodes in shows?
Some shows have like 12 to 15 episodes.
So this was kind of, people didn't like how short it was.
No, I'm going to, just last night, there was something released. The Decider is something on social media. It's like a magazine that writes about shows and Netflix shows especially, I think. And they wrote an article last night about when will we get season 2 of Dancing Queen. And I really thought that their article was written well. They write all their articles really well. They wrote, of course, about Justin, and then they wrote one about Marcella, and now they wrote this one. And I just really, really thought it was well written. So I'm gonna have Marcella read it to you really quick.
The whole thing?
Yeah, it's very, very cool and very interesting.
She loves having you read.
I know.
If I can open it. Do you find it before me? I have no service in here. Why? I don't know, because I don't have your service. Oh, there it is. There you go.
You want me to read it? When will Dancing Queen season 2 come out? I know all you drag super fans spent the past week binging every single episode of Netflix's new reality dance drag series Dancing Queen. 8 episodes featuring superstar Alyssa Edwards front and center. Yes, please. But while this is without a doubt the most Alyssa Edwards-y thing to happen to TV since the gag-worthy camera dress reveal, I don't know what that means.
It's that dress, remember?
That he
We saw
made
it
for
at the One
RuPaul's.
Woman show. The dress was on display. There's all cameras all over it.
The show actually spends a whole lot of time looking at the man behind the makeup, Justin Dwayne Lee Johnson. Dancing Queen focuses on Justin's dance studio, Beyond Belief Dance Company, and the dance moms and the fab gays that orbit it. This is a side of Texas you ain't ever seen before, and it is a welcome sight indeed. Why? Because we're like a conservative. Texas?
Probably
Oh,
very,
yeah. Does Dancing Queen season 1 end on a cliffhanger? Come on now, did you really expect for an Alyssa Edwards show to wrap things up without the teensiest bit of drama? Season 1 ends with Justin announcing the traveling rosters for his elite dance companies moving forward. Some kids immediately make the cut. Ainsley, Leah, JJ, Atlee, Riley, and Brooke. But then there's the last spot, which Justin says it's between Kiana, the underdog of the season who finally broke through, and McKenna, whose mom Justin just got into a massive fight with. He says he wants more time and a private audition to help him make up his mind. And not only that, but he's going to hold an open audition to give even more people an opportunity to join the traveling crew. What does that mean? Does that mean that everyone's spot on the team is up for grabs? Even Atlee's? Wow, what a way to end the season. And not only that, but halfway through the final episode, Justin invites his ex-assistant director, Marcella, like we're boyfriend-girlfriend, back to Beyond Belief. She agrees, but she has had enough time away from all those dance moms. Is she ready to get back into the mix with the very same people that drove her to quitting? The sparks might fly in season 2 if there is a season 2. Woo-hoo. Will Dancing Queen get a season 2? It certainly should, judging by how we were left at the end of season 1. The story of the BBDC is not complete, Netflix. We need more. Netflix is usually slow to renew shows or at least announce their renewal. It's also entirely possible that they are already shot Dancing Queen season 2. No, back to back with season 1. So the announcement of a renewal is just formality. I don't have proof of this. I can't even use Alyssa's Instagram to sleuth it up and see if there's documentation of an extended filming period like I did with Stay Here. Miss Edwards keeps that Insta locked up tight with professional pics and promo shots from gigs that are hard to place both geographically and temporally. I do know that Netflix did shoot seasons 1 and 2 of other reality shows, Queer Eye and Nailed It, back to back. So there's reason to believe they did the same with Dancing Queen, especially considering how nail-biting that final moment was. That's not a note to end on. When will Dancing Queen season 2 come out? If Dancing Queen did in fact shoot season 2 back to back, then we should look to Queer Eye and Nailed It to inform our best guess. Those shows waited 4 and 3 months between seasons, so I think it's possible that season 2, if it's already shot, will arrive sometime between January and March of 2019. Decider will update this post with any information about Dancing Queen season 2.
And that's the end. Everyone have a great day.